Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Cult Movie Tuesdays right here on Night Owl Video. Today I am talking about this quirky little film called Idle Hands, which I don't know how well known this movie is, but I had never seen it. So this was a first time watch. So today I'm going to be talking about the cast, production, critical response, my thoughts on the film, and all of that good stuff. So I hope you'll stick around. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to my channel so far. As of the recording of this video, I am at 242 subscribers, so welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for following along. I really appreciate it. And for all your comments and all your likes and everything, it's so cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today we are talking about this movie, Idle Hands. This is a horror comedy from 1999. It was directed by Rodman Flender, who also did 10 Things I Hate About You, as well as Leprechaun Part 2. So, pretty impressive resume so far. This movie is really cool. I mean, I'm going to get into it in a minute, but I really like this movie and the direction. This stars Devon, Sawa, who is also in Final Destination, as well as SLC Punk, which is a movie I did not like. This also stars the lovely and charming Seth Green, who was also in Austin Powers, as well as playing Shaggy in Scooby-Doo. This also stars Jessica Alba, who was in Sin City, as well as Fantastic Four, and Vivica A. Fox, who was in Independence Day, as well as Kill Bill. Everybody remembers that fight scene from Kill Bill, right? You know, where they're fighting and the little girl comes home from school. It's like, oh, mommy's just talking to her friend here. I love that scene. I really like her as an actor. The synopsis for this film is when slacker teen Anton Tobias, played by Devon Sawa, has his right hand possessed by a demonic force, he finds that his life gets a lot more interesting. While Anton himself is an amiable guy, his hand proves to be an appendage of death, killing his... Oh, I don't know if I want to say that. Killing a bunch of people who then return to life as wisecracking zombies. In addition to murdering those closest to him, Anton's evil hand significantly hinders his chances with his lovely neighbor Molly, played by Jessica Alba. This is like, I don't know how, I didn't read anything about The Evil Dead 2 when I was doing my research for this film, or my research for this review, but it definitely gave me those vibes. Obviously, in Evil Dead 2, Ash's hand fights back and he has to sever it, and this movie kind of takes that, but then goes like even further. So I don't know if that was an inspiration for this film, but you could definitely see that kind of carrying over. So I couldn't find a lot about this movie as far as production notes. So there's a few notes about the some of the scenes in the film. So apparently there was an elaborate swimming pool sequence utilizing a large pool model that was supposed to have initially been the Evil Hand's final encounter. However, initial test viewings with test audiences, suggested that the ending didn't really match with the overall intended tone of the film. A replacement shop class sequence with both comic and horror elements was substituted, delaying the film's release by several months. Apparently, now I haven't watched... Yeah, there are deleted scenes on this DVD. I haven't watched them yet, but apparently that swimming pool sequence with mostly completed special effects can be watched on the DVD as one of the special features. The film opened on April 30th of 1999, and it grossed $1.8 million during its first week, and then a total of just over $4 million on a budget of between $20 and $25 million, making this a box office flop. The film's release was hindered by coming out the same month as the Columbine High School massacre, which even led distributor Columbia to consider a delay, ultimately canceling the premiere and seeing many theaters, especially in Colorado, where the school shooting happened, decided not to screen Idle Hands. So that was just unfortunate timing for this film. Senator Joe Lieberman berated Idle Hands in Congress as, quote, another grossly violent film targeted at teens that uses killing as a form of comic relief, unquote, with particular scorn for the marketing campaign. So Joe Lieberman, not a fan of Idle Hands. The Offspring the punk rock band The Offspring make an appearance in this film at the prom as the prom band playing a cover of Ramones' I Want to Be Sedated. The film was parodied in the Robot Chicken episode Dragon Nuts in the sketch Idle Nuts. The sketch was essentially the same plot as the original movie, but involving possessed testicles instead of a possessed hand. I have not really seen much Robot Chicken, but that sounds pretty funny. This film currently holds a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, if you follow that sort of thing. Again, critics did not like this film. Again, a lot of it, I think, had to do with the timing of the film, just with the Columbine shootings. Obviously, this movie is very weird. I'm not going to lie. My thoughts on this film, I would probably give this a 4 out of 5. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really enjoyable. The acting was cool. The actors, the cast was great. It did have a weird vibe to it. I'm not going to lie. Like, at times you weren't sure, is this a comedy or is this a horror? Kind of like when I was watching and reviewing People Under the Stairs, although that movie's not as funny as this one. But it kind of hit me that same way. Like, as the kids say, it just hits differently. But it also has a really weird mood, like a weird tone to it. It's like these really grisly things are happening around Devon Sawa, but it's like played in this very comical way. But when some of the people that, I don't want to give away too much, but I mean, of course, this movie is like over 20 years old, but when some of these people come back to life that his hand is killed, they come back in really comedic ways. And if you're not prepared for it, which I was not, I mean, I knew this was a horror comedy, but the zombies come back, they're really, really funny. Like, I mean, imagine Seth Green as a zombie, but like a funny zombie. I could imagine why some critics were really off-put by this movie, because it does just kind of land differently than most horror comedies. And maybe people just weren't kind of prepared for this. This was before, you know, Shaun of the Dead and Dead and Breakfast and movies like that. This was kind of maybe ahead of its time, you might say. But I did really like this movie. I thought it was really funny. Some of the ridiculous scenarios that happened, the special effects with the hand were actually pretty good, like, you know, for that time. And I'm going to assume a lot of it was practical effects, because digital really wasn't that big around, you know. I mean, it was around, but it wasn't like a big thing. And I think probably most of the special effects in here were practical. I could be wrong on that, but I got that kind of feel. Yeah, and I don't know, it's just a funny, weird movie. When it was over, I thought, this is just such a quirky movie. I can't believe I didn't see this all of these years. Kind of like when I saw Brain Damage back in the winter. I was like, how did I miss this movie all of these years? And I see it, and I just love it. I just thought it was so fun. I've been seeing a lot of these ones, kind of visiting or revisiting some of these 90s movies that I didn't see or maybe saw once and I've totally forgotten about them. Like Disturbing Behavior was another one that I reviewed a couple months ago that I know I saw it back in the day, but I really couldn't remember it. And then when I rewatched it, I was like, oh, this is such a great movie. I love this movie. It's so fun. And so this is totally one of those ones. I definitely will revisit this movie, I think, in coming years. This will be a great double bill, actually, with Evil Dead 2 or Shaun of the Dead or any kind of like horror comedy along those lines. It's just really, really fun. And I would highly recommend this movie. This edition is the Columbia Pictures DVD from 2003. Here's a look at the inside. There's kind of a shot of the cast, and you can see clearly that, like, this guy, I forget this character's name, but these two are like kind of Devon Sawa's friends, and they get turned into zombies. Not to give away too much, but they get killed by the hand and become zombies, and they're really, really funny. Like this guy, they end up at the prom, and this guy's like trying to like flirt with this girl and stuff. It's really, really funny, like scenarios that happen. So I really like this movie. The special features on this film are digitally mastered audio, director and cast commentary, including Seth Green, deleted scenes with director introduction and commentary, making of featurette, production notes, theatrical trailers, storyboard comparisons, talent files, the whole 9 yards. This film is rated 18 in Canada. This is a Region 1 DVD. Where's the runtime? The runtime was 92 minutes. Perfect. Yeah. What more can I say about this movie? I just really like this movie. This, like I said, this is the 2003 DVD version. This unfortunately was a full screen edition, but I guess my TV must adapt to a full screen presentation because it did take up the whole screen, but I'm guessing maybe some of the stuff got cut off. Actually, pretty nice packaging for a 2003 DVD. I saw this on VHS once about a year ago, and I passed on it because I wasn't sure. I was still in that, like, I don't know if I'm going to like this or if this is any good. I passed on the VHS, unfortunately. I kind of wish I had picked that one up. But I did pick this one up a couple weeks ago. I never see this movie around. This was the first time I ever saw this in a thrift store. So I don't know how common it is. You can, if you have the CTV app, you can watch this movie for free. You can also rent it on Amazon Prime as well as Cineplex. So let me know your thoughts on this wacky horror comedy, Idle Hands, with Devon, Sawa, and Seth Green, and Jessica Alba. Did you like this movie? Did you not like this movie? Yeah, what are your thoughts on this film? I'd love to hear from you out there in YouTube land. Let me know your thoughts. Consider giving me the thumbs up if you like this review. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. It's Night Owl Video, which is also over on Instagram, where I post my updates on the day of when I'm going to post a new video, so you can follow along there. And yeah, like I said, leave your thoughts on this film. I feel like I want to talk about this movie longer, but I don't really have much more to say about it, and I don't want to start repeating myself. But I really like this movie, and I would highly recommend this if you like horror or horror comedies, or comedies for that matter. This is just really, really fun. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Until next time, I will see you at the video store, or at the thrift store, or just out and about somewhere. Until then, please take good care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. And for the record, is it right here? Yes. On Wednesday, that's tomorrow, I am doing a thrifting haul video, which is just a little pile. And then on Friday, I'm reviewing this movie, House at the End of the Street, the unrated edition. So tune in on Friday for that. But until then, try to get your hands on this. I love this movie. It's so good. I'm going to rewatch this. Definitely going to rewatch this. Anyway, take good care, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.